Hey, what's up you guys? I'm here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and there's so much to see. I've already woken up late. Bringing you the top 5 things that you should do in Puerto Rico. From sightseeing to hiking, and of course, we have to talk about food as well. Let's get to it. It is literally so sunny outside. Make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. Because Puerto Rico, or the rich port, is U.S. territory after its acquisition in the late 1800s, it's fairly easy to travel to and fro without requiring a passport, making it an easy yet remote site for various conventions. That we're at right now is La Ventana al Mar, and it pretty much means window to the ocean. The white sand beaches of Condado are busy with beachgoers who can easily stroll down from their hotel rooms. The water can at times be pretty rough, even for the most exercise of surfers. Soak up plenty of sun on this active beach while you're here. So just checked out Condado Beach, and right down the road, you can actually walk straight to Old San Juan, Viejo San Juan, which is super convenient because that's what we're going to check out next. Okay, well, it's not as short of a walk as I'm making it sound like, but of course, being me, I have to take some pit stops on the way. Such as a stop at Fortín San Jerónimo de Boquerón, which is a faded pink fortress which notably protected San Juan from invasion by St. Francis Duke circa 1585. The previously functioning rusted cannons align along an aged rampart. And of course, stopping at more places on the way west, such as Playa del Escambrón, El Capitolio, or the capital of Puerto Rico, opposed by another statue of Christopher Columbus, with many more to come. I make my way down the dilapidated streets where a busker is singing to the melody of Old San Juan. Upon more exploring, you'll see an array of monuments and sites such as Castillo San Felipe del Moro, which you can enter for a small fee for upkeep. No day is complete without food, so we ask around a few locals and come up with this spot called Raíces, but I'm sure you can't go wrong with a lot of the restaurants around this area. Just be sure to ask around. Checking out Old San Juan at night gives it an entirely different feel, and I highly recommend walking down Paseo de la Princesa and absorbing this fountain at the end of the promenade along the tip of the peninsula. With lit up cobblestone streaks wrinkled with hundreds of years of stories, juxtaposed with an upbeat local and tourist-filled nightlife, I highly recommend going to La Factoria for tasteful cocktails, a social atmosphere, and salsa dancing. Just a bunch of foreigners as well as local people getting drinks. After some inebriated nightlife and rest, we start the next morning off with a drive to Cueva Ventana, which is just past the city of Arecibo. Puerto Rico has so much to offer in terms of outdoor sights. In recent years, the Limestone Cave is tour excursion only, and does include a flashlight and a helmet to protect you from any falling rock. At the end of the cave is an opening that peers out into a field hundreds of feet up. Made it to El Cueva Ventana, and it is just... this is literally just so gorgeous. I can't get over it. The rich port is home to a large number of scenic beaches, but I have to say I highly recommend La Casa del Obispo. There is an opening along the rock to crashing waves, which makes a huge refreshing splash. Be really careful if you're climbing up here and decide to take rather dangerous edge photos off the cliff. Further east along the north coast is another window called Cuevo del Indio. We carefully make our way up some treacherous stone which has some big drop holes. Be careful. The underpassing of these rocks host many petroglyphs, or stone carvings made by the island's indigenous population named Taino, as far back as 1400s and earlier. It has been such a long day of hiking and checking things out in Arecibo. I figured I'd stop on the way from San Juan at this place called Tsunami. I really wanted to check out what the locals are eating. So the food's come out and I'm really excited. I got the shrimp mofongo, which is plantains and plantain base. Of course, no trip to Puerto Rico could be complete without a trip to Yunque National Park. After the hardships of several hurricanes and countless hours of repairs, large parts of the rainforest are reopened as of earlier this year, so we were just in time. There are plenty of sights to see, such as Yokahu Tower and the Britain Tower, both of which were recently built and provide a protected, high-altitude view of the scenery. Don't be overwhelmed by the number of trails you can indulge in. Conveniently, there is a map of the trails in addition to the time and length and signs along the way at each of the trails. After a long day of hiking, we decided to cool off and take a dip in Uncommital Falls. I have to say this was probably my favorite part. It's another very short trail away and the cool water is sure to wake you up. I'd highly recommend getting water shoes because the rocks can really hurt. Finally, I highly recommend doing the Bioluminescence Tour, which involves kayaking at night. Here is a group coming back from their trip. We couldn't bring cameras along, but I have to say I would absolutely come back and do another kayaking bio tour if I had the chance. It is super difficult to describe, and the biology is just intriguing. I will say that Puerto Rico is not necessarily notable for its cuisine, but I will say that every meal did hit the spot, especially when you were just burning up all those calories hiking around. And that's a wrap. Last 2 margaritas before we call it here in Puerto Rico. I hope this gave you plenty of ideas and things to do if you make it down yourself to Puerto Rico.